Okay, so Eve's in a meeting with Bill. Bill's there. Frank's there. We'll figure him out later. Carolyn's also there. We'll figure her out later too. So they're in this meeting and they're being briefed basically because like this Russian guy, politician, mobster, gets killed, broad daylight, out in the open, and his girlfriend's like next to him the whole time. Somehow he dies. The girlfriend lives, so now she's a witness, and basically Eve and Bill have to like get this girlfriend protection because she's like a target, obviously, because she was there. So they're like telling her about it, and Eve's like, cool, man. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And Eve's like, listen, is there any CCTV? And they're like, I'm not really sure. So weird thing. And Eve like says something under her breath, and Carolyn's like walking out, and she's like, what did you say? And Eve's like, oh, nothing. And then Eve's like, well, I said it was probably a woman. And they're like, what? Like, whatever. And Bill's like, shut up. And then Eve's like, listen to Bill. She's like, I want to talk to that girlfriend. Like, there's something weird going on. I want to talk to that girlfriend. Bill's like, no, do your job, which we'll hear a lot. Do your freaking job. So we're in Paris in Villanelle's apartment, and Constantine comes, who's like her handler basically, but we'll figure him out later too. So Constantine comes and sees Villanelle, and he's like, listen, I have another job for you. You're gonna go to Tuscany, do this job. Like, we're really happy about you. You're doing great, killing people. Awesome. Keep it up. Anyway, back to England. Bill comes up to Eve's desk and he's like, listen, they saw that CCTV that you were talking about, and it shows that the person who killed this guy is a guy. So you were wrong, so please stop with your bull and let's get back to our jobs, whatever. And Eve's like, I want to see it. And Bill's like, no, it's not your job. And she's like, okay, whatever. And so cut to now Eve, out on her own, going rogue, is in this like office where they're trying to like question this girlfriend. And the girlfriend's like really high, speaking Polish, just crazy, like mumbling all over the place. And Eve's like, what is she saying? And they're like, we don't know. So Eve's like, okay, whatever. So she goes to see Nico and Dom. So she's like, listen to this recording that I recorded and tell me what she's saying. And Nico and Dom are like, oh, like, it's like slang, like we don't really know. And then in the end they figure out that the girlfriend's saying it's a small-breasted psycho who killed her boyfriend. We're in Tuscany now. So Villanelle's in Tuscany. She's at this fancy party with where we're assuming like her target is. And we see the target because we saw his picture in the last scene where whatever. So the old guy's out in the courtyard with his family, and he like pours this bucket of water on his grandson, and the grandson's like, oh, like whatever. So he runs inside. Villanelle follows him, and we're like, uh-oh, like is she gonna kill this little kid right now? And so no. So she walks up to the grandkid and she's like, what a bastard, right? And the little kid's like, yeah, what a bastard. And we're like, damn. And so she's like, listen, do you want to play a trick on your grandfather? And he's like, yeah, of course. So she's like, okay, go hide. So long story short, grandfather walks in. He's like, oh, like Villanelle, because she's like hot, right? So he's like, oh, like, are you my gift? And she's like, yeah. Takes a hairpin out of her bun, stabs him. It's not a hairpin. Stabs him in the eye, injects whatever's in the hairpin, kills the guy, leaves him to be found by his grandson and like his family, whatever. So job well done. She's out of Tuscany. Eve has Dom, and she's going to the hospital where this girlfriend is, off the record. And she's like, listen, like, you're this girl's cousin or something. So if anyone asks, like, I'm taking you to visit your cousin. There's like police officers everywhere. There's nurses. Like, this girl's in her bed, like trying to detox basically because she was high as in that interrogation room. So Eve's like, listen, chill out. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Eve goes to the bathroom. There's 2 stalls. This is important. There's 2 stalls. One's out of order and one's in use. So Eve's like, okay, whatever. So she's like in the mirror. She's like fixing her hair, like trying to figure it out, whatever. The person in the stall flushes. Villanelle walks out of the stall. Eve doesn't know her yet, right? Villanelle walked out of the stall in like some hospital uniform. Eve's still doing her hair, and Villanelle's just standing there, staring at Eve, staring at her. And so Eve like finally looks over and she's like, whatever. Villanelle like washed her hands, whatever, thank God, walks out. On her way out, she turns, the door's open, she turns to Eve and goes, wear it down. Eve's like, okay. Goes to the bathroom. Eve's in the bathroom on her phone like everybody. She gets a call from Bill, and Bill says, there was no CCTV of the kill. Keep that girl safe. Quote, keep that girl safe. She gets to the room. Cops are dead. Nurses are dead. Girl in the bed is dead. And we're like, what? Like, bloodbath. absolute bloodbath. So now Eve and Bill are like getting reamed by Frank back at the office. Frank's like, you're fired, obviously, this is all your fault. And Eve and Bill are like, okay, whatever. And Eve's like, listen, I was right. And Carolyn's like, what were you right about? And Eve's like, the killer was a woman. Because I figured it out. I recorded her, illegally, by the way. I recorded her, and she said it was a small-breasted psycho, so it was a woman. You guys were wrong. I don't care anymore. I'm out of here. Eve's at home at night. Carolyn knocks on her door. She's like, you want to go to the shop? And Eve's like, sure. So they go to the shop, and basically Carolyn's like, listen, we've been tracking like a bunch of these kills. We think there is someone out there, basically. So like Eve was right. We think there's someone out there who's been doing all this. We don't know why, but we want you to come figure it out for us, work with us, whatever. At MI6, which is like the spy stuff. So Carolyn's like, listen, if you decide that you want to come work for us, meet me for breakfast on Thursday. We'll figure it out. We'll go from there. And he's like, okay. End of app. That was episode 1. Okay, it gets wild. Maybe it didn't seem like that. It's gonna get wild, so stay tuned, okay? Because it's gonna get absolutely freaking nuts.